I think one of the main things that I'm concerned with as far as safety goes on the fire ground is accountability. I like to make sure that I know where everybody on the fire ground is. If I'm an incident commander or an operations section chief or a division supervisor, I want to know who's working for me and where they're at. And from a command perspective, I expect the division supervisors and group supervisors to know who is working for them and where they're at, and the company officers to know who they're working for and what division they're under. So if someone's at a fire and they don't know who they're working for, they need to be finding out who they're working for pretty quick. Either getting on the radio if they're inside, or face to face if they're getting sent to a particular geographical location on the fire ground or assigned to some type of function. That's how we're going to keep track of our folks and keep them from getting hurt, I believe, at these large-scale incidents for sure.
The most basic step to maintaining safety on the fire ground is to make sure that you personally are healthy, fit, and well.
We know that the fire service exists to handle situations that are high risk, that are dangerous. And we can reduce those risks, and we should reduce those risks as much as we can. But you get to a point where if you reduce them a lot, or you reduce them completely, we lose effectiveness as a fire service, because we're pledged to save lives and property. So we know that there's times when we're going to have to take chances, but my message is only take chances when you have to.
Well, everybody knows that firefighting is a dangerous business. That should come as a surprise to no one. We're very fortunate to work for the Austin Fire Department because we're one of the safest departments in the nation. Data bears that out. Safety is everyone's responsibility, from the firefighter up to the top. And everybody has a responsibility to themselves to do their job in a safe manner. That being said, company officers, battalion chiefs have an additional responsibility, not only to do their job in a safe manner, but to set that good example for the troops to follow, but then also to make sure that their folks know safety is important if you're going to work for me, and that it's just part of the way that we do business here. Whether it's wearing your seatbelt every time the apparatus or the vehicle moves, or wearing the right type of protective equipment, whether you're going into that structure fire as a first-in unit, or you're going in on the medical call and you don't know exactly what you have, but you've got the right equipment to where you can do your job in a safe manner. Safety is everyone's business. We're so fortunate to have a safety office here in AFD that helps keep us on our toes, that we're doing things in the right manner. But when it comes right down to it, it's my responsibility to be safe. And that's how I'm going to do my job to best serve the public.
As you all know, this is the time of the year when we are working on our Safety, Health, and Survival Week this year. It is June 14th to the 20th. So when it's your shift during that week, please take the time to practice safety, do the extra things that it will take to keep all of you safe. As you know, I've only been here a few short months. This is actually month number 5. And I have noticed, and I do recognize that this organization is on the leading edge with a safety culture. And I see it not only in what we do around our firehouses, but I see it as we execute on emergency scenes. This year, the theme for Safety, Health, and Survival Week is Protect Yourself. Your safety, health, and survival are your responsibility. And that's exactly what it means, your responsibility. In regard to the first one, safety, the focus is on emergency driving. And I'm going to challenge you that by the end of this calendar year, that this organization is one of the biggest metropolitan departments to be 100% compliant. You'll be hearing more about that shortly. The second aspect, the health aspect, talks about firefighter heart disease and cancer education and prevention. And many of you know that we have a world-class health and wellness center, and that allows us to help keep you well and help keep you healthy. But there's some things that you have to do that only you can do, and those include quit smoking, that includes stop using tobacco products, it includes getting active, make sure you exercise, and it also includes the way that we eat. So please take this time, maybe this shift, to start to think about that and to reflect upon that and to take action to improve your own health and well-being. And as you know, recently we issued a new policy or a policy update on personal protective equipment and taking our turnout gear into the fire stations. And that wasn't just an arbitrary or capricious decision, it was for your benefit. There are many products of combustion that are carcinogenic and harmful to our health, so why do we want to sleep with them, or why do we bring them into where we're going to be eating our food? So again, we're doing what we can organizationally to help you. You all need to take your responsibility and do what you can to control your environment. And then the other part, or the final part, is the survival part. And that talks about structural size up and situational awareness. And again, there are some things that this organization does that are top notch, and we do that very well. I just want to remind you of the importance of getting out and doing your pre-fire plans and being prepared and doing that 360-degree walk around when you arrive on an emergency scene. I want every single one of you to go home at the end of each shift. And then there's another section in the guidelines for Safety, Health, and Survival Week, and that's the chief's responsibility. And what my responsibility becomes is to hold each and every one of you accountable for the decisions that you make, and to hold you accountable for those things that I just said you're responsible for. I want you to take this day in this week to really reflect upon what are you doing individually and what can you do as an individual to improve the safety, health, and survival of everyone in the Austin Fire Department. And it's not just a one-day time to reflect, but I want you to take this day so that as we move forward into the future, we'll continue to improve on our safety, health, and survival. And I have adopted a saying from the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation that everyone goes home. And I live by that rule, and I want each and every one of you to live by that rule. As you know, recently, many of us went down to Houston, Texas to attend a memorial service for 2 Houston firefighters that died in the line of duty. And I can't begin to tell you the impact that had upon the Houston Fire Department, the impact it had upon their families, and that will never go away. And I do not want to be the chief of the department when we have a line of duty death. I want each and every one of you to make your promises to everybody that's important to you that you do everything you can to make sure that you're safe. And I will do everything that I can to get the best equipment, make sure that we're reviewing policies to allow you to be safe. And I'd just like to close with a comment that we all have the courage to be safe. Take care, be safe, and ensure that everyone goes home. Thank you.